back, everyone. My name is Mr. Tiger, and today we are continuing Katawa Shoujo. Last episode, we have no idea what club we want to join, and now we are forced to play a game called Risk with Misha and Shizune. Let's continue. What? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seems a little silly. ...
That's not true, Chan. The challenge is that when your life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed.
Life is threatened? Her expression is changing. Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that. I know you heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it's quite large, maybe even a little larger than the classroom. There's a big table in the center surrounded by chairs, and a smaller desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked to one side as well. Extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. There's a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a potted plant in here or something, but the most noticeable thing in this room doesn't have other people. Are we early? ...
No.
What do you mean no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? ...
Yeah, that's right.
Before I managed to ask this question, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically. ...
Hey, Chan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Haha, okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set up everything.
When we should talk, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets. Oh my god, I can't speak today. It was a filing cabinets and throws them on the table. Actually, this kind of looks like interesting. The mission spends a little too long for her liking, running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial. Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive notion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, ooh yeah. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table and get my attention. ...
Chan wants you to know that you're taking way too long to make a move. Chan also said that if he will let you keep Australia, agree to join the student council.
I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no. ...
Chan admires your fighting spirit and will be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council.
You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who writes it, who returns signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index fingers against her temples as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. ... Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing.
Oh, wait, please slow down, Shichan. Shichan says you're going to lose.
Tell her to crush your enthralled empire with my rebellion.
Okay.
Those eyes of her shine with childlike mischief. ...
She says you have no choice if you keep playing at this. No, you won't.
Oh, sweet Jesus, I had to choose. Oh god. Save before I make a mistake and ruin myself. Alright. Okay, let's think this out, guys. Let's think this out. Attack aggressively. Yes, that might lead me into that victory, but if it's a trap, screw it. You're either really mocking me or trying to trick me. I've nothing else to lose though, so I might as well try something different. Maybe if I spread all my forces and try to control more territories, I can recoup the advantage. Shizune seems to be focusing on conquering whole nations, so maybe I can sacrifice my hold on continents to gain more smaller countries. Worth a shot. A few turns later, I end up losing the game anyway. Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump her fist in the air in celebration. ...
I win! Yay!
There's no need to translate that. It was pretty clear.
Wow, don't look so sad, Chan. You're really giving your best. That's what I thought. Sometimes your best isn't even good, though. If anyone knows that, it's me. You did very well for someone who just learned how to play today. Chan, you attacked Iceland and North America at the same time. That's a very daring move. Chan is impressed.
Oh.
The mark of great people is that they are daring and that they can follow through. You're already halfway there. Isn't that great, Chan? That isn't enough, though. This potential isn't enough. There's no point to potential if you don't take the first step. And there's no point to that if you don't keep going. I want to seize more. You're right, Chan, but that's so demanding.
Oh god. Oh, okay, close. Shizuo leans forward, suddenly looking a little bit less playful and more like the serious person I expected her to be from the start.
Chan, would you like to join the student council?
She really doesn't waste any time, does she? But it's only the second day of school, so I'm hesitant about committing to something so early. I haven't even taken a look at any other clubs yet. But spending time with Shizuo and Misha doesn't seem like something I would hate. I still need more time to think about it before I decide for sure. Maybe. I'll get back to you on it.
Okay, Chan, but I hope you're not just saying that so we don't feel bad.
No, really.
Really? Hey, Chan, if you're gonna say that, you're saying that it is definitely the truth. There can't be any mistaking it.
I know. I guess I should have my revenge for losing, at the very least. Shizuo. Oh god, that's her face. Shizuo smells that in a mischievous way that feels like twisting the knife in the wound of my loss. I take a glance at the clock in the wall and realize I've spent far longer playing risk than expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizuo scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall.
It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Chan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor. Can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is?
No thanks, it's okay. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
One flight of stairs up and I run into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one. Wide, of course, and plain, just like all only hallways can be. Problems that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. Classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there's a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the ladder and choose my direction at random. I should turn around the corner, and my door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open there either, just barely ajar so I can see what's open, and nothing open. It would make sense for the library door to be violently open, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone's inside, and I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing that is. I'm gingerly pushing the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider to the school can't be shaken from my mind, so much that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by now. Oh god, that's creepy. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though it's much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head ever further inside against the end of the room as fast as possible, a meek hello on my lips is quickly snatched away. Oh, she's pretty. Damn, blonde girls. This is not as I was expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of a solitary figure taking center stage in the otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me.
Hello there. May I help you?
Staring directly in front of her, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's soft, measured voice that reminds me she's being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi. Sorry for intruding. I was just kinda lost. It takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action feels as if carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. And I got in here, guys. Yep. I know. Wait, how long have we been playing? Ooh, now finally an hour. I know. Just making sure.